Welcome back to Ales and Fails Miniatures. Today we're going to be going over D&D Onslaught. Not really the game though. We're just going to be going over the miniatures. It comes with some pretty sweet ones, so let's get into it. Okay, so with Onslaught, the game itself, basically, it is just a two-player game, and you play as two adventuring parties that are trying to basically beat each other, and then there's monsters and things like that within the different dungeons or the different things that you can do within the game. We'll start here. I think we're just going to start with the adventuring parties. So
it's always a good place to start.
Yeah. The game, obviously, very cool. Comes with a bunch of tiles, different ones for different adventures, and all sorts of dice and counter cards. If we're not going to get too much into the game itself, but
Tokens,
it is very
things
fun.
Like that. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing here, let's set this guy off to the side. We got our first adventuring party.
Ooh.
So these ones, we've got. So I believe they're all going to be named. Let's see. Yep. So they are all going to be named, but we'll go through a couple here. The first one I see here looks like some sort of elf, light blue skin. Very nice sculpt on it though. She's actually wearing masks, like the smiling and sad masks on her hip, and you can actually see it very well.
Oh yeah, those are the drama faces, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. And she actually has a jester cane.
That is cool. She's also wearing a little bit of a mask if you look at her face. Yep. She's got a little silver guy on.
I will say the sculpt is absolutely insane. I mean, every bitty detail on the cane.
I can actually see like all
the whole face. Yeah, I mean
so
everything.
Cool.
I mean the eyes, the makeup is actually perfect on her. The hair
really,
looks really...
the eyes are so even.
So far, these miniatures are... Well, this miniature that we've started with is very cool. So
she is really cool.
Yeah, this is a... And the paint jobs are really nice. They're all within the lines. No big washes or anything on them, but very, very nice.
She's very pretty.
Yeah, for just a kind of basic humanoid, I guess. She is very, very nice. Wish we could see... Oh, you know what? Right here. How about we do this?
I was going to say, I think everybody has a card that we could try to read through.
She is the Sparklebang.
This is Mistral.
Mistral. Okay, Mistral is a cleric. Kind of cool. Kind of a weird take on a cleric. I like that. So yeah, she has her mace, which is again a jester mace. You can see it in the up close shot there. So yeah, that's actually really cool. Yep, just your basic cleric, but a very cool take on it. So I really like that actually.
She is very neat. We'll start putting these up front.
Yeah.
Stare at everybody.
And then that looks like a tiefling.
She is definitely a tiefling.
And what is her name?
Her name is Bedlam.
Okay. And really cool on the armor.
Even
again, they are
sword.
Yeah,
look,
they're very
it's not even
nice.
A sword. Like it splits at the end actually. Like it has skulls on it and then it splits at the end.
Yeah, that's crazy looking.
I have like no idea what that even is. Like how would you even I don't know. It's really cool.
What was her name?
Her name is Bedlam.
Bedlam. Okay. I don't see a Bedlam. It might be in here. Oh yeah, here's some more. These are creatures. That is Bedlam. There's Bedlam. And these are, okay, also perfect. Okay. That's the rest of them that we have.
So Bedlam is a warlock. Yeah. I could see that.
So she has her packed blade.
It's a packed blade. That's probably why it looks so interesting and has the skulls on it, because it's a pact with some kind of either maybe good or not so good.
Yeah, so they did it really cool here. It's like brown on the clothing and leather, and then gold trim all around every single bit of it.
Even the shoes.
And they did a really, really good job on it.
I love the details on her tail even. Like, hear me out, a lot of tieflings, like, if you've played Baldur's Gate or, like, seen some of the drawings, they sometimes will have scales and details on their tails.
This one actually kind of has, like, wrinkles in a sense.
I think that's a really good detail to include.
Yeah, I mean, you can even see the small dagger on her side. I mean, they...
Right. Looks really good.
2 for 2 on this. I will say, paint job, phenomenal, sculpt. I mean, even, like, the hair. It's not just...
Oh, I know. I was looking at that.
Like, one giant clump. It's actually, you can see strands and stuff. It's really, really nice.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, and then who do we got next over here?
Can't forget our little short friend right here.
Looks like a goblin.
This is Grabbleshanks.
Grabbleshanks, that's a funny name.
He will grabble your shanks, apparently.
Grabbleshanks is a ranger, so that tracks.
I mean, hey, he's got the bow. He's at least one step in the right direction.
Yep. And I believe, yes, this is definitely a goblin.
Oh yeah, he's for sure a goblin.
Really cool. I mean, the detail on these is probably the best I've ever seen on miniatures. You can see the fingers in between the arrow, and you can see the other hand actually holding the bow and each knuckle holding onto the bow, along with the gloves and the fur on the shoulders. I mean,
even the couple, if you look at the feathers in the quiver, like there's even details like on the feathers. I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah. Very cool little goblin miniature. We don't have a whole lot of rangers, and the ones we do are very, very basic. This is extremely detailed and very nice. And again, obviously I bought these because I love D&D, but majorly because I wanted to add these exclusive miniatures to my collection. And I'm glad I did, because even, obviously we will end up playing the game a decent amount, but adding these miniatures to my collection by itself is a trophy. These are very, very nice.
And again, they're really clean and very pretty, so they're even cool to be used. Like, say if you've got an adventuring party, like these would be great people to use as your friends in a actual
if you're running
D&D
a one-shot or something like that, you can get, pick the characters and then build them, and then just give your, let your players pick between the group. This next one here, I'm not even going to try. Yeah, I am going to try, and I'm going to absolutely butcher it, so I apologize. This is Rokpyratrix, the Clanless. Rokpyratrix. Yeah, that is a good one. That's another really good name.
The Clanless. I think he became Clanless because everybody got tired of trying to pronounce his name.
That. Okay, so that looks. So it's just a sorcerer. I will say, I wish for like sorcerer they would have done a magical effect or something like that. But these miniatures are extremely detailed. I mean, you could literally, if you look into his mouth, you can see his individual teeth, which is wild. I will say, I kind of agree that I wish he was doing a magical effect, because the way his hands are kind of looks like he's going in to give you a big old bear hug. Yeah, I mean, they have Firebolt. They could have at least put a little fire or something in one of the hands, especially because they do that a lot these days. However, again, the dagger on his side, the detail, and you could easily tell the difference between the dagger itself and the sheath, which is really cool. Yeah, they actually have 2 daggers, the muscle tone, the ripples in the clothing. They did very nice on that. I will say the eyes are the biggest downfall of this one in particular. It's just kind of like a blue circle. I'm gonna say I took that as almost a magical thing, because again, he's got his arms out, and I feel like they're supposed to be almost like glowing versus the other people. But again, I wish they would have included a little something to encourage that. And that's just a nice little dragonborn miniature. Absolutely. I really like that. And even in the wrinkles in his clothes, all of that detail is just phenomenal. Okay, moving on here, we got Jeevika, the Flowing Maple. So, okay, kind of a cool name. Looks, I would assume, a monk. They have a quarterstaff. Also was picking up on a monkey vibe. With, again, just the detail in these. I would say these last 2 are a lot less detailed in a sense than the previous ones. More one-tone, little bit of a wash on them. The shoulder pauldrons and stuff are obviously, everything's painted very nicely within the lines. and the sculpt is still extremely nice, but I think just a little bit less detail was put into these ones. But again, for a basic monk, still extremely nice.
Double check that she's a monk.
I am working on it. So let's see.
I mean, again, I'm also Jeevika.
Jeevika, monk. We were correct.
Yep. Hear me out. I love the fact that her staff looks a lot like a traditional monk staff, where if you look, you can see it's a gold hoop, and then it's got little gold rings that would, when it was face up, kind of fall to the sides. I really love that, actually. Yeah. So, I will have to agree. She didn't get as much love as her friends. Like, hear me out. She's got a couple, like, little red splotches on her pants that I feel like aren't supposed to be there. But if you look really close at her face, look at that forehead tattoo. Holy crud.
Oh, wow.
That is phenomenal detail.
It's actually so small I couldn't even really see it.
I also, at first, I thought it was part of her hair, but I'm like, that is 100% a, like, monkish forehead tattoo, and it is incredibly in detail. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. You'll have to definitely see that on the close-up.
Yep,
but
for sure. We'll show you that in the spinning shot.
Yeah, that is really cool. I think the biggest thing, again, it's like, my thing is, I think it's just like the pants and the knee pads. I told you, yep, that was the one thing. All right, the last one we have here, I would assume some sort of...
I'm going to go Paladin.
Fighter, maybe? We'll see.
I don't know.
It is Barachiel, and all white eyes. Not a huge fan of that, but I would assume that it's,
But he's also in like all white armor-ish, besides like a little bit of blue. Like, so that's kind of why I'm like, maybe he's a paladin. So, but we'll find out. We'll look for his. We'll look for his card.
Yeah. Again, very good detail on the sculpt.
Look at his hair.
A little bit less detailed than some of the other ones. You can see a couple of the seam lines, and you can see just not quite amazing on the paint job. It's a little off here and there, but for what it is, the armor is extremely detailed. Even the boots, everything with the armor is really nice. The sword is a hair bit bent.
That's an easy
obviously fixable, but... And again, I just wish they would have done a highlight or something on the cape. Something just to make that pop a little bit. The shadows look really good, though. So that's a really nice one. What was that again? That is Barachiel.
Yes. He is pretty cool. Again, I like that his satchel has detail.
Paladin. Yep. Nailed it. Yeah. And a great sword.
Yep. I could see that. It looks pretty great.
Yeah, it is pretty thick. Big. I wish it was a tad bit longer, but other than that, it's still very nice.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a very cool paladin on that one.
All right, we're on to our next adventuring party, right?
I believe so. That's not them. This is them here, right? Yes, this is our next adventuring party here.
Oh boy, more peeps.
Yep.
Come on out, peeps.
Okay, I will start with the large one here.
Don't drop the peeps.
I'm dropping the peeps. The peeps are dropping.
The peeps are dropping.
Okay. So, first one we've got here is obviously a Firbolg.
Oh my gosh, he's so cool. And he's so big. I mean, I know they're big, but he's like...
Yeah. Very, super detailed on the sculpt.
Look at the braids.
The eyes are a little wonky on him, but yeah, the hair is extremely detailed. It's very, very nice there. What was that one's name?
Abelio Gabhann. Starts with an A.
Yeah, no, it's just I had a couple of the old ones.
I'm assuming he's a druid. Yeah,
Basic druid. Yep, with a quarterstaff, poison spray.
And I like his green. Again, I really like the details in his braids.
I think that's probably my favorite part about it. The hair is extremely, extremely nice on him.
And he's really cool.
Yeah, I really like that. That's a sweet looking Firbolg. I've got a couple of them, but that one's really nice.
Make a line of everybody.
Okay. Now leave them like this so that we can put them all back in their individual bags.
Oh, okay. Well, here, then we'll stick them space in between them so everybody can keep staring.
So this one is the Sedonna Sparklebang.
I love that for her.
Yeah, very, I would assume a gnome or a halfling with a little bit of fire in one hand, a little dagger on the side.
It's probably some kind of...
For how small,
wizard or...
very, very nice detail. You can see the individual clothes, the wrappings on the legs. I mean, the face is extremely well done. The eyes aren't wonky or anything like that, which I don't know how they mess up the giant furball, but do so well on something literally an eighth the size. But that is very cool. And a really weird looking staff, which I like.
I also like, hear me out, they did the little fire effect, the little something, which is exactly what I asked for.
Wizard.
So,
yep, you were right there as well.
Nailing it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. What is she? Is she a halfling or?
It doesn't say on here, unfortunately, but I would assume it's a halfling.
I think she is too, because she's got these cute little pointy ears, and her feet are kind of big.
Yeah.
She is kind of almost giving me Princess Zelda vibes.
Kind of, yeah. No, definitely,
which
I agree.
I really think is kind of cool.
Yeah. Again, amazing job on the hair.
I really like her. She's so cute.
And on the paint job. That's super sweet looking.
Yep.
Yep, you can grab her. I got her right here. Obviously, the rogue. That's pretty obvious.
Oh,
running around with a short sword.
Her name is Lasaelle.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Running around with a short sword and a hand crossbow, which is pretty standard for your basic rogue.
She looks pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. I think she's probably like a drow, would be my guess.
Yeah, definitely a drow. Yeah. Again, amazing job on the face, black lips. I mean, they just did very, very cool. And she actually has like shurikens or throwing daggers on her leg. Mm-hmm. And the armor is wild looking. I wish they would have painted kind of where it looks like the armor is open a little bit. Mm-hmm. Painted her skin tone there. I think that would have been really cool.
But if you... Good catch. If you look, there's definitely a difference between where her chest armor is and her actual chest and skin tone, which I actually think right there is a very good detail.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
And again, I really like...
Definitely looks like drow armor.
Oh,
I mean, it's very like spidery almost, like chitinous is the best way to describe
100%. And again, I feel like there aren't enough like really cool different kinds of drow out there.
And this is a very good one for just
really
being a really nice little rogue.
Mm-hmm. I like her.
Yep. Okay.
Oh boy, we've got Drakmau Rockbiter.
Yep. Barbarian, obviously.
I would believe it.
Yeah, huge axe on her.
I love that if you look at her belt, that is 100% looks like a little tiny dinosaur on her belt.
Let's see. Either that or a duck. I can't determine. No, I'm joking with you.
It's definitely an intimidating dinosaur, and she is not Rockbiter wearing a duck.
Or a dragon or something.
That's what I'm saying, or a dragon is something really cool, but I think that's a really cool detail. Love her face.
And this is obviously a Goliath.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell from face tattoos, a little bit larger than a basic humanoid. The fur they did phenomenally on. Very nice armor. I wish they would have painted the ropes on her boots a little bit different color from the rest. But they did a really nice wash on all the furs that make it look much more detailed. And it's a phenomenal sculpt. And again, they did such a good job on like the crazy dreads in her hair.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna mention that the dreads that actually kind of like go around her like ponytail to hold it. I really appreciate the detail in her. She's really cool. And again, love the detail in her axe. It's a little bendy, but that's always an easy fix.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay,
this is the Tabaxi Fighter.
Ooh, they look like lynx.
Yeah. It's definitely a different take on a Tabaxi.
But he's got a long tail, so not quite a lynx.
But again, extremely detailed. Like, I love the color variants on it, like the light and dark greens, and then they have all of the straps and everything painted brown extremely nicely. There's a couple of very small parts where the brown went onto the green, but other than that, I mean, super nice. The bracers being silver. Again, they just did a couple of variants here that made everything pop nicely, and I really, really like that about this. I think they did absolutely insane on this. I think the only thing that is a little bit disappointing on this is the head. It is very one-tone, and the sculpt's a little cartoony in my opinion, and the eyes are way too big. I mean, look at how big those eyes are. They look...
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It looks more like an Egyptian cat or jackal mask.
Yeah.
Versus an actual face. Like, his
That's what I was
eyes
saying,
don't
yeah.
really have a lot. But maybe that's kind of the look. Maybe it is supposed to be a mask. I don't really know, but...
And their name is Lightning Dancer. It's a pretty good one. Yep.
He's got 2 dancing swords, I can see, which is pretty cool. Again, I like that...
Oh, the little tassels coming off the end of the swords.
Yeah.
I don't like that they painted them silver. I think they should have done like a little red or something like that just to make those pop, But
I would have to agree. I do think he is really cool, though.
Yeah.
Fix his sword, and he'll be good before you know it. And then we've got, last but certainly not least,
the bard.
Oh, yeah. She certainly is a bard, but she's going for her weapon, so she's not a bard to mess with. Don't forget to leave her a tip, guys.
What does she have? A rapier, of course. Yep, that's actually pretty basic for a bard to have a rapier, and then they have a guitar or a lute on the back. I believe that's a lute, actually. And
she's pretty cool.
Pretty decent on the face. They messed up a little bit on the hair. Hair needed to come down a little bit more for the paint job, at least. But, I mean, they put red lipstick... Very bard-esque looking clothes, to be honest.
I was just going to think she really does give you kind of like bard vibe. Yeah.
Wow, that is actually wicked.
She is really cool, and again, I like these that they could be used in any situation, like in any D&D campaign as even NPCs, like to give you great variety. That is a really good option. So I think she looks great.
And the guitar is like extremely detailed and. Yeah, no, that's very, very cool.
I agree.
For a bard, basic bard, that's awesome, in my opinion.
Yep, I think so too.
Alright, let me stick some of these back here. And then we will start with the next small humanoids, which are just your basic kobolds. I think
gotta always have some
they
kobolds.
Look really good, though.
Ooh, gotta always have kobolds.
Okay, no, I'm going to say right off the bat, these are some really nice looking kobolds. So this one has 2 short swords, but again, the details
He's even got little shoes
are wild.
I like his little feetsies.
Yeah, little wraps around the feet. You can actually see all 3 toes, wearing a little vest.
He's so ready to battle.
Yeah, and it's like mouth wide open, almost screaming.
I hate to make you skip, but like, no, this one right here, look at the detail on the turtle shell shield.
And I mean, in the feathers coming off the spear.
Yeah,
though, that's really
so
cool. Yeah, in variants that you don't see very often, too. Which is really nice, because
oh my gosh.
I have a lot of kobolds, like probably upwards of 50.
A lot of
and I think all 4 of these are very unique sculpts that all look extremely nice. Next one's just an archer. But again, I mean, the hands wrapping around the bow. You can actually see all of its fingers holding the back end of the arrow.
That is really cool. And look at he's got like a little, this one, he actually, hear me out, I think he's supposed to have this little thing on his tail. That's one
almost like a ring on the tail, like a gold ring or something.
I was going to say like little metal like bracelet guy on his tail, which I thought was cool. But they should have painted it a little silver. But look at his little teeth.
Yep. Yep. Okay, and then the last kobold we got here is kind of just like a scout almost looking, just with a spear in the hand.
I like that he doesn't look aggressive. He kind of just looks like he's on guard, which is neat. And again, always here for the variety.
Super, super cool detail again.
I know. And look at it, he's got a little like six pack. Look at his little abs in there.
Yeah. No, again, for basic kobolds, those are all extremely nice. I will say that. Yeah, that's really, really excited about those kobolds because I have a lot of them, and those all look a lot better than most of the ones that I have. So I'll take that. Okay. What do we got? We'll go with these 2 guys here.
Ooh, are these what I think they are?
These are the gnolls.
Yay! I always love myself a good gnoll. Gnolls are really cool creatures. Like, I think they're neat. They're fiend creatures that, again, come from, like, hyenas. And then they turn into this. Yeah. Which is just so cool.
First impressions, paint job is not phenomenal, but the sculpt is crazy. This one's got, like, this crazy, huge, weird, like, sheet metal shield that it's got going on, and the stance is really cool with the big axe like kind of next to its face. The fur looks decent. It's a little bit, I guess if you're going for like a mangy look almost, that would work, but
to be fair, I can picture that.
Yeah, I mean, but again, the sculpt is really nice for...
He is really cool looking.
I wish they would have done something with the eyes. I think that's what's taking away from it. They're just big red dots is what's taking away from them the most, but...
No, I would say, again, I also appreciate that he's got gold-ish armor, and then he still has a silver-ish belt, and then if you look at the front, there's another little, like, goldish charm hanging from his tunic, which is really cool detail, and even his leg piece underneath is silver again. So I appreciate the caring and looking into detail and keeping the colors different. Yeah. He's really cool.
That's a really nice one.
This guy...
A lot more basic, in my opinion.
He's way more basic, and if you look at him dead on, you'll see what I was confused about. He has one white eye and one black eye.
He's just missing an eye completely. How about that?
Yeah,
he literally lost an eye in battle.
That's kind of what the vibe I was getting, but I do really like him. I wish that back here with these grayer garments and like maybe around his ankle, because he's already a grayish hyena color, like... I wish they would have done a little bit more of a wash, like again on these armbands, the legs.
At least they painted them a different color. It is a very close color, but at least it's different enough. But yeah, I wish it would have been either a little bit darker or a little bit lighter than the skin tone in more of a popping way, because it looks very close to the skin tone of the Gnoll itself.
But again, he does look really, really cool.
They also forgot to paint the necklace.
I was just going to say, he also has like a cool, again, like our Kobold buddy who had a cool little tail detail. He has a little necklace guy that did not get colored. That probably was supposed to be like a silver or something. Yeah. So.
Still two very cool
Very
Gnolls
cool. I love Gnolls. So again...
I mean...
Can't complain too much. They're cool to always have, and there isn't enough variety in them.
And... I will say, I mean, just so far, the box price by itself, I don't know what it retails at. The MSRP on at least this box set is $140, so it's a little high, but when you're looking at, if you're just a collector like I am, these are some extremely nice miniatures for that price. A little high, obviously, but you do get a whole D&D game with it. So if you just end up having two people and you can't run a full one-shot or anything, it's really nice being able to, play something like this that has its scenarios that you don't have to plan it all out. It's already planned out for you, and you can just go in and play it, and that's really fun. Again, I wish they would have had one thing a little bit different about this game. It's only 2 players, period, end story.
Yep.
I wish it was like 2 to 4, to where, you guys could each take 3, which I guess you could anyways. You could take 3 of each and make it up to 4 players. So, up to obviously the...
And we haven't even gotten to like our cool BBG awesome cool ones yet. So I know the price tag seems big, but just wait till we get to the end to cast all judgments.
Yep. All right, the next one we have here, we're getting into a little bit bigger monsters here. This is the Troll.
Ooh.
Really long, crazy looking nose. Just one big fist up in the air. Definitely looks like feral almost, like it could be running at you or maybe like trying to hold its ground and keep you away.
I like that he's got a little bit of hair on his arms too.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that.
It's a nice little detail to have in there. You know what I mean? He's got the spikes on his back. Like, I mean, you know what it is as soon as you look at it. It's definitely definitely a troll.
I like the detail on like the back of it where it's bubbly and you can actually see the spine.
I told you. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing about this is there's a pretty bad seam line.
Yeah.
Right on one of the arms. Yeah. But other than that, very nice looking troll. Yeah, I mean, I have a decent amount of trolls.
Do you want me to grab you one? I was going to say, they're closer over here by me, actually.
That's the newest one that we just did a couple weeks ago. Let me see that guy.
I feel like he's probably your best comparison, then.
Yeah, much more detail. Well, I don't know. See, the face looks a lot better in the Onslaught one, and so does the hair. But I like the cloth actually has like a skull and stuff like that on here. And honestly, there's a lot more detail in the skin on this one.
I mean, I like the back and the sculpt on this one, but the toes on this one.
Yeah.
He kind of like almost lost his feet.
Yeah. This one also, I will say, looks, you could use these in unison in a sense. This one looks like, a leader of sorts, and then this one looks more of like just a warrior. I mean, and I know technically trolls are isolated creatures, but it would be really cool to make up some sort of game where you actually can, where you fight multiple trolls and there's almost like a tribe or something.
To be fair, like, it comes down to the little things. Like, I like the fact that our troll with the longer hair, he actually has a hand down and he's about to claw you versus our guy with a fist. He's actually, like, on his knuckles, almost like a gorilla-ish, and he's, like, about to, like, pound in, and it comes down to just the little stuff that you're like, that's actually really cool.
Yep. Okay. Next one we got here is
I'm so excited!
Ettin.
I also, again, I love Ettins. Ettin actually translates to ugly giant in Giant. And they're just so cool. I was gonna say, okay, I really like him, because I'll grab his counterpart here in a second. I like that the skulls on his side are actually humanoid.
Yeah.
If you compared like an actual mini to the skull.
Yeah, it's kind of close to the correct size.
Yup. I was going to say that's a cool detail. I like the one's got a club. The other one's kind of got
club
like an
with
axe.
like some big spikes coming out of it, like bone spikes. And then you can definitely tell with the axe, very like, handmade.
Primitive.
It's like a big, it's a big just piece of stone in a sense.
And Ettins are actually also known for being, and again, I'm sorry, buddy, large, smelly, and dumb.
Yeah.
Like canon. So, sorry,
the one with the blue face eyes are normal, and then the other one's just so wonky.
Throwing me off, and I couldn't stop. I was like, my buddy, why? Like
he just has a hurt eye. That's it.
So here is him, actually, in his battle gear.
Yeah.
And
this is from one of the other sets that we did.
Yep. I was going to say, they're supposed to be based off the same Ettin, though, which I thought was a really cool detail.
Yeah, I mean, down to the same bones on the sides, same, literally the two skulls here are the two skulls, and then the one down low, then the bone, two skulls. Yeah, they're the exact same.
This is just him after he hits up the magic item shop after getting that dragon.
Yeah, I will say the skin tone on the Onslaught one is, like, the detail in the skin is a lot better.
Especially because you can see his back and, again, the wrinkles and everything. I think that is a really cool detail. I
agree. It's a very nice looking Ettin, and again, even better. I like this sculpt obviously a lot better with the war armor and everything, but I think this is a better sculpt overall.
I also feel like, again, considering what they're usually known for, you have a more likely chance running into him wearing that than this.
Yeah. All right, and then we have our very last miniature here. Oh, yes, one last one. And I will say this is where, in my opinion, the price tag makes sense. I know, obviously, you're paying mostly for the game, but if you're just coming for the miniatures, a black young dragon. And I will say this right now. The biggest thing is, most of the time that they have a black young dragon in a normal Icons of the Realm set, it is anywhere from $35 to $80 by itself. So it is very, very worth the price tag, in my opinion, especially because I love my dragons.
And just so everybody knows, this is also not the new 5e Black Dragon that's going to be promoted in all the books and stuff.
This is the 2014, not the 2024.
Yep, we did a video on the new one, which is also really cool, but just so everybody can understand and appreciate, he's based off of a classic version.
Yeah. Very nice.
Oh, I love his stance. Yeah. I really do. Really do.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me is obviously the wings being detached, and which I know most of the time these days when it comes in a set, that's how it is either way. The neck has a little bit of a seam line, same with the tail, same with the legs, but if you're looking at it from a foot away on a table, you're really not going to be able to tell.
I would say I wish on the wings, like you see, he's got claws.
They would have painted the claws.
They would have done a little bit more, just because if you look at his head, there's so much cool detail in the chin, the mouth, the teeth, like the horns, everything.
Yeah, and they did an amazing job on this. They did some nice little dry brushing on the wings, some very nice. I think they almost used a different type of plastic on these as well.
And the tail looks really good too.
Almost like some of the color is in the plastic itself rather than all being painted. So I will say though, very, very nice young Black Dragon. And in my opinion, that's well worth $140 with the game.
Oh yeah.
By themselves, close, very close. I would say probably like 100, 120 maybe. But again, you have some of the nicest humanoid miniatures that I've seen ever, I think. Some very nice ones with some very, very nice paint jobs and stamps and just really cool overall.
They have a lot of personality, and I feel like a lot of basic humanoid minis are lacking that. Because, hear me out, in any campaign, your party can run into another party that's been hired to do the same thing. And you don't want to just run into a whole bunch of townsfolk. Like, having a bunch of these people, whether they're NPCs or not, be in your game, just brings it a whole nother level of life that I agree. I have to appreciate.
And I like the fact that all these are unique sculpts to the Onslaught. It's not like they're taking miniatures from other sets and just kind of throwing them in a box and being like, oh, now it's, that. I like the very unique sculpts on all this. That way, when I use all my other Gnolls and all my other Kobolds and stuff like that, you get to add something completely new to your collection. So.
Right. Agreed. 100%. Again, the Troll and the Ettin are especially great examples of that, where like it's something very similar, but it comes down to those awesome little details that make it different that'll just bring your story to life.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is well worth it. The game is an absolute blast.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So takes a long time. Just a heads up, it definitely is tells you on the box, it's a 90-minute plus game, so as long as you've got the time, it is a really good time.
And there's a lot of different scenarios, so if you had never played before, the first scenario is going to be your easiest, and then they just get harder as it goes on. So it is a lot of fun. Would highly recommend these miniatures, because just the unique sculpts on their own is why I bought it originally, and then luckily I got a very fun game along with that. So if you guys enjoy Onslaught, if you haven't enjoyed or played Onslaught, you definitely should. If you have a friend that has it, would highly recommend picking it up either way. If you are a collector, for sure, and if you enjoy board games as well. So I really like this set. If you guys enjoyed this as much as we did, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one. Cheers.